Coming up, South Florida is home to a growing bare-knuckle combat organization, and I joined super middleweight champion Jose Fernandez in the ring to learn how to defend myself. Then we'll refuel at a famous gas station that's also a restaurant. Do you eat meat? Are chicken and beef boring to you now? How about ostrich? Venison? Bison? We'll learn about some hard-to-find meats that just became easier to find. All of that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie and I'm at the Fitness Zone in Markham Park. We've been here before and showed you how to make the best of some of this equipment around us. It's one of the reasons that South Florida is such a healthy place. You can find public fitness areas like this all throughout South Florida in Broward and Miami-Dade County. Now, today I don't want to just talk about what you can do with the equipment. I want to talk about what we can do to make our workouts more effective for us by using workout splits. People that resistance train regularly usually have some sort of workout split. What is a split? It's basically the days that you split up between your working out and your resting. There's no right or wrong way. It just depends on what works for you, what you like, what fits in your schedule, and many other factors. Now I know you can barely contain yourself with how excited you are to learn about workout splits. But first, let's get to something even more exciting, bare knuckle boxing. This is who you really want to see. This is Jose Fernandez. Jose, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So you are a professional bare knuckle boxer.
Yes, sir.
So why bare knuckle boxing versus traditional boxing?
Bare knuckle boxing for me personally, the BYB really welcomed me, opened the doors for me, gave me opportunities probably glove fighting would have never done. Also, it's just the intensity of it. The fact that it's no gloves, it's kind of like bragging rights also. I have a lot of fun in there. Yes, it is very dangerous, but it's fun. I love it. It's just what they've done for me. This is why I love bare knuckle, because companies like this.
These fights started in the backyard to help put away some of the violence that was happening in the community and just air it out in the ring. Has it been successful?
Yeah, originally that was the intention of BYB, and it was. On the days that Dada had events, the police and the government, local government around knew that everybody was going to be around Dada's backyard having a good time. They'd patrol the area, they'd get off, they'd enjoy the fights themselves. And that went on for many years until the Florida Boxing Commission said, wait a minute, you know, these are getting too big, these are now starting to get organized, and you're going to have a proper license. And that's actually when I stepped in, was to help take it from the backyard and create the standard ring, which we have now, and help develop the sport as an official combat sport.
Now Jose is going to show us a few things that he talked about to demonstrate how bare knuckle boxing is different from boxing, but also some tools that can help you if you're in a confrontation, God forbid. So, Jose, let's start with the big difference that you were explaining earlier. When you get locked up, what does that mean?
Okay, when you get locked up, basically what it means is that, you know, okay, so in traditional boxing, let's say we're like boxing and I need a break.
Yep.
We're tied up. It's called tied up, locked up. They go, okay, break. You take a step back, they break you, and we continue.
Right.
Right. So with bare knuckle boxing, you get locked up like this.
Right.
The first thing I'm gonna go for is I'm gonna go for the crown of the head. That way I can keep them locked in here and just keep working, because the ref isn't gonna break us off. We can just keep doing this. I can come around and switch and start hitting all these angles like this, and the ref will let me continue.
Now, we understand this is a violent sport, and most people watching at home are probably not interested in ever trying this themselves. Maybe they've boxed, maybe they've done a little Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something like that, but when it comes to an actual confrontation, if somebody gets in an altercation with somebody, the reality is they're most likely going to be bare knuckle, just on their own like we are here now. So, are there any differences as far as protecting yourself, blocking, things like that?
Absolutely, that's a great point you just made. Okay, so God forbid, you know, nobody ever wants to get into a fight. Nobody wants to end up that way.
Except for you.
Yeah, well, yeah. Unless they pay me, they gotta pay me. But, yeah. So there's gonna be no gloves. So either way, if you do train with gloves, the important difference is, which I can't stress this enough in our sport, is the size of the fist, right? So if somebody's swinging at you you can't just keep your hands up and block like this because those punches escape very easily. They're very small and narrow. So you kind of want to duck and go up and just kind of protect your head at all costs like this, more with the arm rather than the hand.
Now, last question I have for you. We find with a lot of combat sports that the community around it's actually, although it's a very violent sport, that it's usually a tight community. People have a lot of respect for each other. There's a lot of camaraderie. Do you find that to be the case in bare knuckle as well?
Absolutely.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Not that you need it. It looks like you got plenty of skill. Now, just remember, you know, hands
up,
here. Just making sure you got it under wraps. Just want to make sure he's safe out there. All right? Well, listen, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I think the birds are just about as excited about this next part as I am. We're going to go over push-pull legs first. That's our first workout split. Although I mentioned it last when I listed them off, I think it's important to start with because it shows you a little bit of how all of the other workouts will work. Push-pull legs means a pushing movement, pulling movement, and a leg movement, hopefully multiple movements. So your push day will involve all pushing movements, and then you can follow it up with a pull day. So meet me at the pull-up bar. Now, pulling movements. Oh, wait a second. Pulling movements, like the pull-up, because you're pulling the weight closer to your body. So like I said, pulling motions are going to be pulling the resistance or the weight closer to your body. This is obviously a leg exercise. Now, I'm working mostly my quads here because it's a leg press. The key here is that there are both pushing and pulling movements for your legs, but that would be an upper-lower workout if you lump them in with just the push and pull, which we're gonna go over later. The key here is by making legs their own separate workout, you give yourself a little more recovery time on your legs. Now you know the difference between push exercises, pull exercises, and leg exercises, and that makes your push-pull legs workout split pretty easy to execute. Here are some examples of how you can use push-pull legs. You can do 3 days a week where you have a push day, a day off, a pull day, a day off, a leg day, and 2 days off. And that's your week. Rinse and repeat. Since 2019, Publix and Local 10 have been honoring South Florida educators with the Local 10 Tribute to Teachers campaign. Past honorees have included football coaches, music teachers, math teachers, ROTC instructors, and anyone that makes a positive difference in the life of a student. This year was no different as we honored Principal Alan Breeding III, Miss Davy Tobin, Dr. Philip Schulte, Dr. Kathy Kersetter, and Elizabeth Flocker Amin with an especially emotional response upon being honored.
I'm lost for words, but I truly appreciate it. I'm happy that we are recognized for what we do, and it takes a team to make a difference. And we are a team at Oak Grove Elementary.
The SoFlo Health family would like to join Publix in congratulating this year's honorees. Carajo! El Carajo, the famous gas station restaurant, serves up some healthy cuisine when SoFlo Health returns. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and today we've been talking about workout splits, or how you divvy up your week between workout days and rest days. We started off with push-pull legs. Now, our next split that we're going to talk about is upper-lower, and that's basically where you work your upper body and then you work your lower body on a separate day. So your upper body day is going to include push and pull movements, and your lower body day is going to include push and pull movements, if you were paying attention earlier. Here are a few ways that you can use your upper-lower workout split. If you want to start off real easy, I recommend this for beginners, certainly, and that's working out just 2 days a week with resistance training. You have an upper body day, you take 2 days off of rest, then you have your lower body day, and you take 2 days off of rest, rinse, and repeat. You can pick whatever 2 days or whatever amount of rest days in between. Generally 2 or 3 is plenty and will get you where you need to go. But in the beginning, especially if you need more, take it. But try to get in at least 2 days a week. Next, we'll go over the full body workout split. But first, watch this. Today we're at Baptist Health South Miami Hospital, and I'm joined by Dr. Gomez today. Doctor, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We're going to talk about the spine, because that's what you deal with on a regular basis. People experience pain on their back, and that can come from their spine. How do we know the difference between just regular nagging back pain from maybe a pulled muscle and something that's more serious?
Spine pain is really common. About 70% of people will seek some sort of medical care on account of their spine. Typically when we're concerned about the spine is when somebody experiences sciatica pain, which is that pain that you feel, going from your low back into your buttock, down the back of your thigh, and towards your ankle and your foot.
And what are the treatments for something like that?
So the treatment's kind of a spectrum, so we start with conservative treatment, so trying some anti-inflammatory medications, some muscle relaxants, doing some exercises, stretches, doing physical therapy, and then finally your last resort's going to be a surgical solution.
And what does surgery look like?
It depends on the problem. The most common surgery that we do is called a lumbar microdiscectomy, where we take patients to the operating room, we make a very small incision, and we open up a window in the back of the spine so that we can decompress the nerve and then remove a fragment of disc that's pinching a nerve.
Wow. And what does the recovery look like as far as the outcome? What can people expect from these surgeries?
The goal of surgery is to get someone back to their normal life. So if you like to exercise, we want to get you back exercising. If you like to travel, we want you to be able to go to Europe and walk, 3 miles a day without any issues. So that really is the goal of what we're after.
If people would like to learn more about what we've talked about here today, how can they?
Just visit our website or call the number on the screen.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
That's my pleasure.
Next up, full body workouts. They're exactly like they sound. They involve your full body. So push movements, pull movements, and leg movements all in one day. Now here's where you're going to have to decide how ambitious you are, because it's going to require more rest, certainly. Here are a few ways that you can execute full body workout splits. You can simply do 1 day on, 2 days off, so a full body workout, 2 rest days and a full body workout. Or you could do every other day if you're really ambitious, so full body workout, rest, full body workout, rest. When you're at the gas station fueling up, you might think to yourself, I could go for some fuel myself. But the food options, not great for your health. Hot dogs, prepackaged sugary snacks, soda, none of that's any good for you. However, there is a gas station in South Florida that has a full-on Spanish restaurant with plenty of healthy options. If you know, you know. It's El Carajo. Let's go meet Carlos. I'm now joined by Carlos. Carlos, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for coming on in.
I gotta say, this table is full of delicious food. Tell me, what are we looking at?
So we got most of our vegetarian dishes out here today, in addition to a few of our favorite classics. So we have some more well-known vegetarian dishes, like we have Brussels sprouts done with balsamic glaze. We got pan con tomate, a Spanish favorite, as well as something like patatas bravas, which is vegetarian as well. And then we also have chorizo al vino, one of the iconic dishes of Spain, and of course, paella.
Wow. It smells delicious. A lot of that I'm smelling right now is the paella. Tell me about El Carajo. What is it?
So El Carajo, we are a family-owned and operated gas station, restaurant, bakery, wine shop. We've been around since 1981, and this is a family business, now second generation, that was born out of a passion for food and wine.
That's incredible. I mean, it's not, in fact, I can't think of another place where you can get gas, some great pastries, good food, and wine pretty much anywhere in America.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Well, I get a bite of this. Tell me, why is it important for you to have not just wine that you offer, but a hand-picked selection of wine?
Well, my father and I both believe that wine is something that brings people together. We're very focused on quality, and we're very particular people, so making sure that there's something available for everybody's palate at every price point is something that we're very passionate about, because I want to make sure if you come in and you want to spend only $12 on a great bottle of wine, you have the opportunity to do that. Or if you want to spend $400, you can get some of the best wines in the world here as well.
Wow. On SoFlo Health here, we love healthy food, and the option to be able to have that at the gas station, certainly some of the healthiest, and not just healthiest, but best tasting food that you can get at a gas station. And if people would like to learn more about El Carajo, how can they?
So you can find us online at el-carajo.com, or you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram at the El Carajo with 2 E's in a row.
Carlos, thank you so much for your time. We've got more food to eat here, so I think we should dig in.
Well, let's dig in.
Let's do it. come right back. Where to find these exotic cuts of meats and why they might be better for you after the break on SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been going over different ways to break up your workouts with your rest days, and we call those workout splits. Now, you're gonna watch this, but when you come back, I'll give you some tips on managing your rest and when to make adjustments to your splits. I'm at Convivo Proactive Senior Care in Kendall, and I'm joined by Macarena. Macarena, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell me, what do you do here? What can people find here?
Here we have our PCP office, but with a different feel, a different twist. We are more of a private office setting for seniors 65 and up, independent, tech savvy, that more or less know what they want.
Excellent. So what are some of the benefits to the patient for being a part of this?
We have an open network. They can go pretty much to any specialist that they choose. As long as the patient's insurance is accepted at that specialist office, we can refer them there.
When it comes to the tech savvy part of things, how does that integrate with Convivo?
When we receive a new member, we email them the new member packet, and they're able to complete it through their phone or through their computer, right? Once they come in for their first visit and thereof, we give them a tablet so they can check themselves in. We also have text messages, reminders for them. We have an application that we help them install it on their phone, and they can also see their upcoming appointments. They can send messages to us, to the doctor.
Huh. Yeah, so whether somebody is very tech savvy or needs assistance, they can find what they need here.
Correct, and they can also schedule their own appointments via the app.
Right, and that gives a lot of people agency and the ability to participate in their healthcare process versus feeling like they have to have somebody else do it.
Correct.
Great. And what else do you have to offer here?
We have a wonderful wellness center, and we do activities such as Zumba, yoga on the mats, and we're very big in nutrition here, and we try to promote wellness all around.
Yeah, it goes in with what you were saying earlier, getting away from like your typical office environment. Most places you wouldn't go to your doctor visit and then also be able to do Zumba, yoga, and learn about nutrition.
Correct. Because our patients tend to be busy and active, they come in for their visit and then they do an hour or two of exercise and then they leave.
Very cool. If people would like to learn more, how can they?
They can just give us a call Monday through Friday, or they can go on our website.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, so you've picked a split that works for you, whether it's upper, lower, push-pull legs, the bro split, full body, or another one that I haven't even heard of or that you found online. Here are a few tips to help you maintain the consistency of your workouts. Personally, I'm not terribly worried about the amount of rest days in between workouts. I listen to my body on that. There are some times where I'm eager to get back in the gym and I can feel I really didn't need that much rest. So I might go early if I want to. But I would recommend that you actually do the opposite and give yourself a little more ample time to rest, especially if you feel like you need it. Only you know the difference between making excuses and not feeling like going to the gym and genuinely saying to yourself, I think I could use a little more rest because I'm still kind of tuckered out from the last workout. And if you are feeling tired from your last workouts, here are a few things that you can check. Make sure that you're getting ample sleep. So give yourself at least 7, hopefully 8, even 9 hours if you really need it. Check your fluid intake. Have you been drinking enough water? Have you been eating enough calories? And have you been getting enough micronutrients? Remember, muscle is built while you rest. It's just triggered to do so in the gym. Frozen meats are nothing new, but these meats may be new to you. Welcome to Wild Fork, where fresh is frozen. Let's meet Alex. See what I did there? He'll show us exotic meats, regular meats, and explain why their frozen is different from your frozen. Hey Alex, good to see you.
Hey Hunter, good to see you, man.
How's everything?
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for coming.
Of course. And tell me, specialty meats? Why are we
Yes.
starting here?
Specialty meat. So this is something that's very unique to Wild Fork. These are some products that are difficult to find on the market, and we have all kinds of exotics. For example, we have ostrich fillets, elk fillets. Ostrich is packed with protein. It's going to be a leaner meat, but packed with protein.
Right.
We have foie gras, alligator, ground yak, ground venison, you name it.
Tell me, what do I need to know about these meats?
So these are a great alternative to your traditional grinds like beef, pork, chicken. This is going to be a little bit different. If you want to have a nice burger party with different options, you can try yak, venison, wild boar, and what's good about these is they come in 1 pound packages, so you're not risking too much by getting these smaller packages.
As far as flavor goes, what should we expect from these?
It really depends. If you want to try something that's completely different from what you're used to, maybe try yak. If you want something that's a little bit closer to beef, maybe start with ostrich or venison.
So the reason you're able to have more of these exotic and specialty meats is because they're frozen and kept fresh.
That's exactly right.
All right, well, what else do you have for us?
Let me show you.
All right, let's go.
All right, so here around the curve, we have Wagyu. On the left, you're going to see Australian Wagyu, and we have multiple different cuts. We have a hanger steak, we have picanha, we have a New York strip, we have a ribeye, flapped. And here on the right, we have Japanese A5 Wagyu. If you're in a rush and you're looking for something that can defrost quickly, we have options for you as well. Here, for example, we have the thin sliced short ribs. So this is a cut that is absolutely delicious. It's very thin, so it's going to defrost in just a couple of hours. If you take it from the freezer, put it in the fridge, or even leave it on the counter for a couple of hours, throw it on the grill, super quick to cook, and absolutely delicious.
Excellent. Is there anything else we should know about wild pork?
No, come check us out and talk to any of our sales associates. They're all trained in culinary methods. They're all trained in our products, so they can help you make the right selections, make the right choice for anything that you're looking for.
You've got everything here. Well, thank you so much.
That's right. Thank you.
Of course. Oh, before I let you go, if people would like to learn more, how can they?
Wildfork.com. You can order online. We'll have everything shipped to your house, or come visit any of our stores.
Alex, thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been at the Fitness Zone in Markham Park, getting a workout in, but also going over workout splits and some ways that you can manage your workout days and your rest days. Hopefully it was helpful to you. That's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and it's time for me to split. Next week on SoFlo Health, find out if headphones are bad for your hearing and get your glutes going with personal trainer Morgan Shapiro. It's all next week on SoFlo Health. We'll see you then.